Yo, what's good? It's Skano from the gutter. So this case out of Florida, 22-year-old William McNeil, young black man that was, if y'all haven't seen the video, it's, viral. Cop pulls him over for driving while black on a Tuesday. Actually, they claim a headlight violation, even though it was daylight. But apparently, they have some type of inclement weather law there. So it's kind of sketchy. You have to use your judgment about, whether it's overcast. What apparently at that time it was not raining, but it was so it's some blurriness as to whether this is even a legal pullover. But woo woo, he gets pulled over. Long story short, I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all saw what happened. White cop punches out his window, punches him multiple times, snatch him out the car, punches on him some more, you know. Just standard police procedure type shit. So, apparently, even white folks feel a way about this, if you are to believe them. And like I said, man, I know I come across like, forgive me if I'm a skeptic, but I know there are some good white folks. And if you are to believe these individuals, they are speaking out, man. You know, they saying that, they are, you know, disgusted, horrified, shocked, and all the other adjectives that, apparently they didn't know that their law enforcement, I say their law enforcement, because there's two different police forces. Of course, black folks, we already know that. We've been knowing that. But apparently, white folks are just now being enlightened to this fact. Yeah, there are two different police forces in this country. The ones that serve and protect white folks, and then there's the Klan, you know, that try to keep their foot on the neck of FBAs and other immigrants too when they, can't find a. So all this to say, now they storming social media. Like I said, man, and speaking out on this. And for the ones that are genuine, I commend them. And perhaps if more, because I know, like I said, there are some good, you know, God fearing Christian white folks in this country. And if more of y'all stood up and spoke out against this shit, I mean, with actual, you know, maybe there will be a change in, the culture in law enforcement, you know, because being quiet is also being complicit. But I feel like a lot of this is cap. I mean, it's kind of, y'all gonna tell me that, right? Y'all just now understanding what's going on with law enforcement. I mean, where did, I know they say y'all came out the caves, but y'all ain't been living in no caves lately. Come on, man. Y'all have a brain. Y'all have eyes and ears. Y'all have the internet. Y'all know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's two different police forces. Not to say, they won't brutalize their own, because law enforcement, at the end of the day, they really don't give a damn, But they specialty, you know, since they formed and more from the Klan into the police force has always been to keep their foot on the neck of black folks. So, no, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's why I find this shit hard to believe, man. It's like, I feel like they are jumping on this, social media wave train You know what I'm saying? Propaganda wave, whatever you want to call it. You know, and it's that's all the rave nowadays. To jump on these different narratives and try to come across as you're pushing a certain narrative, but at the end of the day, you know, forgive me, like I said, if I'm a cynic, I feel like it's cap. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, man, we are living in two different Americas, but y'all do have eyes and ears. So, this is not a shock to y'all. You cannot, you know what I'm saying? There's been so many cases. Sandra Bland. I mean, just too many. Samir Rice, you know, Travion. Just too many that have been high profile, you know what I'm saying, over the years. Rodney King, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. So it's like, stop the cap. And what is the purpose of this shit? You know? So, I find it laughable that y'all all of a sudden have now become enlightened, you know, to the tactics and the racism and discrimination of y'all law enforcement, you know. But all that said, you know what I find to be the most just the most disgusting and disparaging about the entire situation. There's a black cop in the midst of all this shit, right? You know, and y'all the worst. I've dealt with cops like this throughout my lifetime, particularly when I was in a different phase of my life. And let me tell you, they be worse than the white cops a lot of times, especially when they are partnered up with a white cop, because it's like they got that extra, you know, I got to go above and beyond to show my solidarity to the shield, or y'all confused. You really are, you know. And it's sickening, man. You know, that you would stand by, not even just stand by, because a lot of times, like I said, they are the ones wielding the brutality in my experience. You know, and, you know, you could say certain people that live a certain lifestyle bring it on themselves if you want to look at it from that standpoint. But what about in this situation? This young man wasn't out trapping. He wasn't pulling no drill, you know. But you going above and beyond, bootlicking, you know. And had this young black man lost his life in this situation, I mean, could you really go home, look yourself in the mirror, and respect yourself? You know what I'm saying? All for the shield. It's despicable. The whole situation is despicable, but that in and of itself, to me, I just find to be, you know, I can't even find the words. No ops left Scano. You already know.